The Fury of Firestorm number 9, written by Ethan Van Sciver and Joe Harris, art by Yildiray Sinar. So, last issue left off with the Eiffel Tower literally falling apart and them having to use their powers in order to just keep it okay. And they're still dealing with that. And then also, Justice League International number 9 is going straight into this. So, maybe you should read that too, or listen to me read it. I don't know. Regardless, we open up in Paris, and they're still just trying to contain the Eiffel Tower from falling. And Jason is he's very focused on the task, and he's not aware of his surroundings super big. So a steel beam starts falling. It's about to crash into him. And before he can do anything about it, what's her name? Firehawk swoops in and knocks him out of the way and says like, oh, well, you're welcome. And they kind of have like a sort of moment for a second, but then the English one, I'm blanking on his name, don't care. So the English one is just like, hey, guys, there's another rogue Firestorm over there. Go get him. So they start charging after him. He has his powers flare up, and at that point, Jason's like, hey, I'm going to go after him. If it comes down to it, you take both of us out, okay? So he is about to catch up to the guy, and then all of a sudden there's a blast to the back of Jason, and the JLI appear. And immediately Jason's like, who the heck are these guys? What the heck is going on? So Booster Gold starts shouting out orders of like, Batwing, Green Lantern, get over to the Eiffel Tower. Don't let it fall. Godiva, get this crowd out of here. And so they just started doing their thing. Meanwhile, the one who shot him was August General, and he keeps shooting him because he thinks he's one of the bad guys. But then, it's just your generic, two superheroes who are actually on the same side fight against each other for a while. So they continue fighting. Meanwhile, the rogue Firestorm, he manages to make his way up into this guy, and then he just starts a straight dive bomb down. Firehawk, Booster Gold does a quick search of all the Firestorms that are here, and they're like, okay, English guy's okay. We know that the blue one is a French national named Firehawk. Don't know who the one that August General keeps shooting is, so let's keep shooting at him. But meanwhile, Firehawk comes in and is just like, hey, you're violating our United Nations Pact of Sovereignty, so screw off. We're trying to do a thing here. And Booster's like, we are the United Nations, kind of. Maybe we could use you in our team because we're kind of low on members right now. And she's like, yeah, okay, help us deal with this and maybe I'll think about it. So then OMAC shows up and he's like, hey, Booster, I'm kind of a tank of this group despite the fact I'm not really in this group yet if you read Justice League. Can you let me Hulk smash? And Booster's like, I don't know. That doesn't seem like a good idea. But Madman's like, yeah, no, totally go for it. And so OMAC just goes and smashes. Meanwhile, as the English Firestorm and Batwing and Green Lantern are all trying to get the Eiffel Tower from collapsing, they point out, hey, that rogue Firestorm's about to dive bomb into that building over there. Maybe we should stop him. And Jason manages to get in the way of him and turn the entire atmosphere around him into ice. But, he's a firestorm, so he just melts right through it and continues his dive bomb towards the building. But OMAC at that point jumps up, grabs the Firestorm, and is like, nope, and rips off the Firestorm's head. So the Firestorm's about to go nuclear. Guy Gardner shows up, contains it into a Green Lantern, box. And he's like, all right, I'm going to need a way to get this nuclear explosion to a safe place because this isn't going to hold much longer. And Batman's like, maybe try to get it up into the upper atmosphere. That would be the safest place to let it go. But before he can do anything, the Green Lantern box, the construct just explodes out, and we see that OMAC was in there, and he may have just absorbed literally all the radiation. So then we cut over to Jason and Firehawk, and he's like, I don't know what these people are after, but I don't trust them, so we have to deal with this. And Firehawk's like, what do you have in mind? Because that one is ridiculously strong. And he's like, here's the thing. I'm only half a Firestorm because Ronnie was able to throw fire and stuff. I was able to transmute matter. So maybe we can do that thing where we fuse together and make a bigger Firestorm. She's like, what are you talking about? And Jason kisses Firehawk and they merge. They become a single Firestorm entity like Fury. But this one is called Wrath. And they aren't able to get a control of it. Like Jason's telling her, like, hey, come on, we need to focus, we need to get together and like control this thing. And she's like, this is extremely painful and there's no way I could possibly focus this. So then we see Omak is just trying to hold back this fiery, like, nuclear beast. And the English Firestorm's like, I have no idea what's going on. This isn't a Firestorm protocol at all. So as they're inside of Wrath, Jason's trying to get control, and we see that Ronnie manages to reach out to him for just a second, and then they split it apart again and go their separate ways. And it seems like they may not even be in like the fallout. They're just not there right now. But then Booster gets a little call on his radio saying that, hey, that was a nice little side trip over to a different book, but there's something going on back at, I think it's DC. Sorry, in New York. So we got to get back over there. So everyone hop back in the plane and they leave. I guess the Eiffel Tower's safe now. And the English Firestorm standing there like, what the hell just happened here? Meanwhile, like halfway through the book, there was a quick cut of Pozar and Ronnie in the back of a truck just being transported across lines by some random group that they're paying. And then at the end of the book, we get the reveal that this group is like, all right, I end of the line for you guys. I need you get like, you want it anymore? You need to pay up some more money. And then Pozar steps out, vaporizes the dude, vaporizes the girl he's with, and it's like, yeah, I don't work with anybody but you, Ronnie, so come on, let's go. We walk from here. That's it. Not gonna lie, this is like a mess of an issue. It just felt like they had a plot going on, and then at some point, like, a DC editor just went, knock, knock, hey, by the way, your next issue is going to feature the Justice League International. Figure out how to make that work. Bye. Because it doesn't really tie in that well. It's just a mess, is the best way to say it. Like, maybe it'll actually further the plot by the time the next issue hits, but it just felt like so just rapid nothing happening. Like, okay, at the end of the last issue, the Eiffel Tower was about to like collapse. At the end of this issue, it wasn't. But then we had a whole bunch of other stuff that didn't result in anything. The only thing that we had was that 2 other Firestorms confused, which I don't feel like had anything to do with JLI at all. So yeah, nah, it's a mess. I'm giving it a 6 mainly out of the fact of the art's very good. Yodoi Sonar does a very good art, but nah, story-wise, it's haphazard at best.